Safe to say, letting people down in our lives isn't something we want to do, but our next guest says sometimes it's necessary. Nicole LePera, known as a holistic psychologist, joins the show today to talk about the damage that comes with saying yes to everything all the time. Nicole joins the show from Arizona this morning. Welcome to Your Morning.
Thank you so much for having me, Kelsey.
So many people have trouble disappointing others because of something you call good person beliefs. What are these? Where do they come from?
Yeah, so these good person beliefs are conditioned beliefs that we learn in our earliest childhood environments. Usually they have to do with an obsessive worry about making people uncomfortable, a tendency to neglect our own wants and needs, and a general difficulty or outright inability to say no without feeling obligations, those shoulds, those have-tos, or worrying about feeling guilty after the fact.
How do these beliefs show up in different areas of our lives, such as work versus family?
Yeah, so these conditioned ways of being operate or, force us into operating these habitual ways in all of our relationships. So at work, a lot of times we will often say yes to endless hours of overtime. We might agree to workloads that are just impossible for one person. At lunch, in terms of colleagues, we might be always invited to attend lunch events, attend after work events, and feel really difficult in saying no. Shifting into the family side of things, a lot of times we fear judgment in our family. We might actually modify how we show up, what we share with them. We might, kind of go along with if they tease or they're critical of our thoughts, of our choices, of our feelings, and again, modifying that way of being. And we might be the sibling that always finds ourselves on call for family issues or always expected to be at family events when maybe other family members are given the freedom or space to live their life and make their own choices.
So Nicole, how do you recommend we step away from this people-pleasing ideology and start being more authentic?
So the first step I will always say is acknowledging, seeing those habitual behaviors in yourself so that then you can begin to create limits or boundaries, giving yourself space to honor your own needs, which usually means a conversation with other people where you're able to show up differently, taking the responsibility, not asking the people around you, your boss at work, your colleagues, your family to change in any way, but acknowledging the different ways you will show up in those interactions.
What do you say when you need to disappoint someone? What is the phrase that we can go to?
Yeah, I think really helpful communication tips are keeping the focus on I language, not giving an ultimatum or a consequence for someone else's action or inaction, and using I-based statements. I think it's really helpful to acknowledge what your intention is, to have more, energy, to be able to work better when you do have the workload given to you, to improve the relationship if we're having the conversation within our family. Because a lot of times communication around these boundaries is very new for a lot of us, I think it can be very helpful to write down exactly what it is that we want to say and to even rehearse the script, how it is that we're going to deliver it. And when we do deliver this new statement, this new shift in our action, I think it's really helpful to go in anticipating some reaction. The other person, at minimum, is going to be surprised because we're violating how we've shown up every other time in the past. And of course, we could be met with some other version of upset, which another helpful tip is to extend ourselves and this other human who we're now changing our behavior on grace and compassion.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot to learn, but so worth the lesson. Nicole, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Kelsey.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.